and these are the headlines of the hour. UML General Secretary Sankar Pokhrel expresses anger towards India, accuses the country of attacking Prime Minister Oli as retaliation for the opposition to the 2015 blockade. Nepali Congress criticizes government for failing to amend the constitution and pass laws, questions government's delay in bringing police ordinance. Hamas releases 4 Israeli soldiers as part of Gaza ceasefire deal. Israel set to release 200 Palestinian prisoners in return. And APF club earns a spot on the final of ANFA Women's League, defeats Army club by 2-1 in a match held today at ANFA Complex, Sattobato. Top leaders of the Nepali Congress have criticized the government for its failure to take concrete steps in amending the constitution and enacting laws. They also expressed dissatisfaction over the government's inability to bring an ordinance related to the police despite issuing several other ordinances. In a meeting held today at the office of the Parliamentary Party, Nepali Congress officials, former ministers and former officials expressed concerns over the government's lack of progress. Former Home Minister Bimalendra Nidhi questioned why the police ordinance had not been introduced despite several other ordinances being passed. Congress spokesperson Prakash Sharan Mahat said that the party's role within the government has not been strengthened and noted that UML appears to be the dominant force in government appointments.
हाम्रो पार्टीको चाहिँ सशक्त त्यहाँ उपस्थिति हुनु पर्यो सरकारमा र चाहिँ र पर्फर्मेन्स ती इन्स्टिट्युसनहरुको चाहिँ कसरी बढाउने भन्ने तर्फ चाहिँ यो सरकार चाहिँ उन्मुख हुनुपर्छ त्यसमा प्रधानमन्त्रीजीले चाहिँ लिड लिनुपर्छ.
Chair of the Nepali Congress, Sir Bahadur Deuba, encouraged government ministers to openly discuss any issues they might have. During the session, Home Minister Ramesh Lekhak, Health Minister Pradeep Paudel and Agriculture Minister Ramnath Adhikari shared updates on their respective works. The Home Minister highlighted that the government had introduced an ordinance to keep the economy running. Chief Whip Syam Ghimire informed that after some leaders raised concerns about the ordinance's justification, Deuba instructed them to present a unified stance on the matter.
मन्त्रीहरु सबैजना लगभग एकजना परराष्ट्र मन्त्री बाहेक सबैजनाको उपस्थिति थियो. परराष्ट्र मन्त्री विदेशमा अस्वस्थ भएर उपचारको क्रममा रहनु भएको हुनाले आउन सक्नु भएन. केही छन् भने यी भित्र कुरा राखौं र नेपाली कांग्रेस एक भएर चाहिँ के छ भन्दाखेरि संसद अधिवेशनमा प्रस्तुत हुने र बाहिर पनि एक भएर प्रस्तुत हुने भन्ने नि स्वाभाविक नै रहेछ.
During the meeting, some leaders expressed concerns that the government has yet to address the ongoing economic issues. They also suggested that the performance of the minister should be further improved. General Secretary of the ruling CPN UML criticized India, stating that UML has been targeted due to its chair, KP Sharma Oli, opposing the blockade imposed by India on Nepal in 2015. Speaking to party cadres in Kathmandu, General Secretary Pokhrel criticized India amidst discussions about the Prime Minister's delay in visiting the country despite 6 months since the government's information. However, he did not elaborate his claim regarding the party being under attack.
सरकारमा रहेका त्यति बेलाका दलका नेताहरूले नाकाबन्दीलाई नाकाबन्दी पनि भन्न सकेनन्, सीमानाको अवरोध भन्न थाले. तर जब केपी ओली प्रधानमन्त्री हुनुभयो उहाँले भन्न थाल्नुभयो आज हामी माथिको प्रहार नाकाबन्दी असफल बनाउनुको कारणले पनि हो भन्ने कुरालाई बुझ्नु पर्दछ.
Pokhrel stated that the blockade following the 2015 constitution was not solely imposed by India, but was also influenced by protests from Madhesh-centric parties lasting over 8 months. He noted that Premier Oli visited India only after the embargo was lifted. He further expressed dissatisfaction over Oli not visiting India currently and criticized opposition parties for failing to understand public sentiment. Pokhrel defended the government, stating that the ordinance was introduced to accelerate economic growth and advance development and prosperity. Criticizing the democratic practices of the countries like United States, he added that long-established parties have dominated power for centuries in major developed nations. While Premier Oli was expected to address the event, Pokhrel's remark gained significance in Oli's absence due to health issues. Now, Taragaon Next, in collaboration with the Saraf Foundation, has launched a major art exhibition at the Taragaon Cultural Center. The exhibition, which opened today, features works by 10 of the top female artists from South Asia. Organizers of the exhibition say that Dr. Ashiya Lokhandwala's concept of feminist futures art, activism and South Asian womanhood serves a call for solidarity, justice and a radical reimagining of gendered power structures in the region. The exhibition, which will continue till the end of April, will address patriarchy, colonialism and socio-religious structures.
So this is an open space. We are getting almost 1,500 to 1,800 people coming in every week. So with these serious shows, this is the first serious show we've put together, and we hope the students who come here, maybe just to visit the grounds, to see the architecture, we hope they can come and enjoy the show and learn. So these are more emotion generating art, which is actually through different medium, like there's photography, there is video, there are sculptures, all of them in different ways convey the artist's emotion.
I connect my practice with other women artists who are coming from all these countries, like SAARC countries mainly, very deeply and very intimately, and I could see there is a commonality between all of us. It's like, same kind of human, emotions and expression, suppression, and how they are dominated by different kind of power structure and patriarchy.
Feminist Futures is an extraordinary exhibition of South Asian women artists, and the idea is to speak about the concerns in the region, which include patriarchy, it includes socio-religious aspects, and also the certain violences that are taking place in the region.
The exhibition features works by 4 female artists from India, 3 from Nepal, including Asmina Ranjit, Bidata Kesi and Uma Bista, along with 1 artist each from Sri Lanka, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Each of the artists is set to challenge traditional gender roles, highlighting the impact of women's autonomy within social structures.
We have an artist from each of the countries, including Pakistan, from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India and Nepal. We couldn't get Bhutan and unfortunately Afghanistan, but maybe next time. But still, it's a wake-up call. And one thing that we know, that the future is, feminine. So I reach out to you and I hope that you will come and see the show. It's here till the end of April.
Welcome back. In 2026, Nepal is set to upgrade from an underdeveloped to a developing country, prompting the private sector to lobby the government for alternative arrangements as current business facilities will be reduced with the upgrade. Meanwhile, the government has stated it will move forward with the new commercial policy introduced after 8 years, with growing pressure to implement a program that ensure a balance in the country's trade. Last year, Nepal imported goods worth 1,592 billion and exported goods worth 152 billion. While exports did not increase, imports remained stable. Currently, as an underdeveloped country, Nepal faces 0 customs facilities for its goods from regions including America and Europe. Industrialists warn that if these facilities are removed, current exports could be impacted. They argue that without a reduction in production costs, Nepali products will struggle to compete in the international market.
संसारमा अहिले ट्रम्पले अब चाइनाबाट आउने सामान हामी रोक्छौं भंसार बनाउँछौं भन्ने बित्तिकै चाइना सरकारले तपाईको उत्पादनको लागत घटाउनलाई चीन सरकारले के गर्नु तयार छ भनेपछि हामी नेपाली उद्योगीहरूलाई पनि सरकारले तिम्रो सामान पठाउनको लागि लागत घटाउनको लागि हामी जे चाहिन्छ त्यो गर्छौं भन्न सक्नु पर्यो कि
The government has announced that it has begun revising the commercial policy from 8 years ago to address future challenges. The updated policy focuses on reducing international trade costs by introducing alternative transportation routes, reviewing transit agreement with India and utilizing transportation facilities under the transit agreement and protocol with China. The government claims these efforts will facilitate an increase in domestic product exports.
सधैँ अति कम विकसित मुलुकमा रहिरहने अवस्थाबाट बाहिर गइसकेपछि त्यसका पनि धेरै अवसरहरू सिर्जना हुन्छन् त्यो कुरालाई ध्यान दिएर हामीले चाहिँ काम गरिरहेका छौं.
Experts and private sectors urge the government to focus on implementing policies reducing production costs and boosting exports. With Nepal's trade deficit rising and its status upgrading for a developing country, signing free trade agreements with key partners is essential to maintain trade balance. It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you what should be taken into consideration while formulating acts related to social media regulation. 11% voted for A, make platform responsible, 33% voted for B, punishments and fines, and 56% voted for C, awareness among users. And here's today's question. What do you think Nepal should do to maintain a positive trade balance after upgrading to a developing country? Your options are A, growth in domestic products, B, multilateral trade agreement, or C, expand regional cooperation. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option, A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Now, in our Public Voice segment today, we have asked in several provinces, what do you think about parties adopting of increasing production-oriented activities but not implementing it? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
सबजना सहमतमा आएर मिलेर कार्यान्वयन गर्न सक्यो भने त सकिहाल्छ नि.
राजनीतिक दलहरूले चुनावको टाइममा मात्र आएर यस्तो हो उस्तो हो भन्छन्, तर चुनाव बितेपछि को जनता कहाँ छ के छ केही मतलबै छैन, न केही उनीहरूलाई सौकार छ जनतासँग.
अगर नेताले चाहन्थे त देश बनाएकै हुन्थे, उत्पादनमा लगानी लगाएकै हुन्थे. यिनीहरू जुन फ्याक्ट्री थियो तिनीहरू बेचेर खाइदिए.
जनताको तल आएर हेर्नु पर्यो कि जनतालाई कस्तो काम दिनुपर्ने.
यहाँ नेताहरूले नीति बिगारे हुन्, हामीले बिगारे हैन.
नीति बनाए अनुसार काम गरिदैन, त्यहाँ नीति बिर्सिन्छ.
कागजी रूपमा निर्णय गर्छन्, व्यवहारिक रूपमा लागू गर्दैनन्.
कतिपय प्रतिबद्धताहरू मात्रै कार्यान्वयन हुन्छन्.
जब उहाँहरू सरकारमा जानुहुन्छ, सरकारमा गइसकेपछि आफ्नो अलिकति कुर्सीको व्यस्तताको कारणले पनि होला सायद जस्तो लाग्छ, उहाँहरूले आफूले गराएका नीतिहरू बनाउन बिर्सिनु भएर.
उत्पादनमुखी कार्यक्रम बनाउनु पर्छ, उत्पादनमुखी हुनुपर्छ भन्छन्, तर त्यसअनुसारको चाहिँ कार्यक्रम बनाएर अगाडि बढेको चाहिँ देखिँदैन.
It is time for international news. Crowds of Gazans gathered in Palestine Square in Gaza City on Saturday as the Palestinian militant group Hamas released 4 Israeli female soldiers who will be exchanged for 200 Palestinian prisoners incarcerated in Israeli jails. ICRC members signed a document with one Hamas fighter on a stage set up in the square to facilitate the hostages' release. The 4 soldiers, Karina Ariev, Daniela Gilboa, Namal Levi, and Liri Albag, were all stationed at an observation post on the edge of Gaza and abducted by Hamas fighters who overran their base during the attack on Israel on October 7, 2023. The Israeli military said it had received the 4 in Gaza. They are being released under a ceasefire agreement aimed at ending the 15-month-old war in Gaza. The ceasefire agreement worked out after months of on-off negotiations brokered by Qatar and Egypt and backed by the United States has halted the fighting for the first time since a truce that lasted just a week in November 2023. Israel launched its assault on Gaza after Hamas fighters stormed southern Israel on October 7, 2023, killing 1,200 people and taking more than 250 hostages. More than 47,000 people have been killed in Gaza in the 15 months since then. Now moving on, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that he hopes Europe and the United States will be involved in any talks about ending his country's war with Russia. At a joint press conference with President Maia Sandu of neighboring Moldova, Zelensky said Ukraine also needed to be involved in any discussions on ending the war for such negotiations to have any meaningful impact. Zelensky said he believed new U.S. President Donald Trump could end the war, but he could only do so if he involved Ukraine in the talks. Trump promised during his campaign he would end the war within 24 hours of taking office, but his aides have since said a deal could take months. On Moldova, Zelensky said Ukraine was ready to offer the country coal as it battles through an energy crisis caused by the halting of flows of Russian gas through Ukraine at the beginning of this year. Most of Moldova is controlled by authorities in Chisinau, but a sizable minority of the population live in Transnistria, a region which broke away in a violent conflict in the 1990s after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Sandu blamed Russia, which she accused of orchestrating the energy crisis, and said electricity prices were too high in territories controlled by her government, but that things were even worse in the breakaway area. We have more news coming up, but right now it is time for yet another short break.
Sports news.
Armed Police Force Club has gained its spot in the semi-final of the ANFA Women's League, defeating Trivon Army Club by 2-1 in today's match played at ANFA Complex, Sabdabato. APF made a strong comeback to defeat the Army in a closely contested match. Army took an early lead in the 8th minute through Hima Chaudhary's set-piece goal. APF missed several chances among Sabita Rana Magar's unmarked shot and Rasmi Gising's attack, both saved by Anjana Rana Magar. APF equalized in the 77th minute when Rasmi scored volley. In the 87th minute, Rasmi scored second from Preeti Rai's pass, securing 2-1 victory. Despite a late save by APF's goalkeeper Savitri, Army lost the game. However, it still has a chance to reach the finals by defeating Nepal Police Club on Monday. APF extended its unbeaten streak against the Army to 7 matches in the league. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.